Indie to you? Indie music?
Just independent.
Okay.
As a genre, you know, I think it splits into several different categories for people. You even ask us these days, you know, what kind of music do you play? And depending on who you ask, it could be indie pop, it could be indie folk. Some people just say indie. I think in general, though, at least to me, and the way most of the people I talk to reference it, it's the independent artist doesn't have the major label funding, who may either be completely independent or on an indie label. But either way, you're talking a little more homegrown, a little more grassroots.
Kind of means having your own personality, your own preferences, and not conforming to any type of music or any band that's come before you.
I think indie is more, it used to be, you know, when a band was called an indie band, it's because they were an independent band and they weren't signed with a label, but now I feel like that's become more, it's a more broad description, and it's basically any band that is doing something different. And there's still that group of bands that kind of sounds alike, because the first band was doing something different, and then another band was like, I want to sound like that, and so they sound like that, and then I want to sound like that, you know, like that. But I still feel like there is an individual, there's an individuality that comes with being an indie band.
Indie, I would say, is mostly independent. It's a little bit hazy when indie bands become popular because they still have the genre indie associated with them. But
musicians who don't make any money at what they do, does that count?
that works.
Does that work? Independent?
I think it's
independent. Like, we're just not on a record label, I suppose. Like independent, like you do everything yourself. Like we paid for our album, and like we paid to get to shows. We're just independent. Like we have no outside funding. I suppose that makes us independent.
somewhat. But also as a genre.
Now it is a genre.
Because
it seems that indie has become more of a genre, more than anything. And the thing is, I don't know what it is. I have no idea. Like people call.
That's true.
People call themselves whatever they want to call themselves. And I think everybody likes indie because they want to feel, they want to act like they're not associated with a genre, which is ironically exactly what they're doing, is associating themselves.
Indie? So a lot of people would probably say a music genre, but indie to me just kind of means like independent music, like not signed to a label, kind of people doing it on their own, like promoting their own bands, printing their own t-shirts, recording their own CDs, stuff like that. So independent music, I guess.
The cheesy kid got the chair. He testified he killed a man, but he said it was an accident, I swear. It was 100 degrees as we sat beneath a willow tree whose tears didn't.
Hey, you made me laugh, you made me cry.
As is evident from the previous interviews, the term indie can have a number of different meanings when used to describe music. All agree that it means independent, that is, free from major label control. Additionally, the general consensus is that indie is used to describe a specific do-it-yourself approach on the part of the band or musician. While most agree with this definition, some believe that indie is also a term that is used to describe a specific genre or sound.
For the purposes of this project, we will be defining indie music as simply independent from major record labels and production, marked by an unconstrained do-it-yourself approach to recording and publishing.